Hey guys, Andy back here for another Middle-earth Monday. This time on time, actually releasing it on Monday. Apologies for last week. So when we think of Lord of the Rings, we think of all of the epic heroes and characters that took place in that story, whether it be good or bad. This time we're going to focus on one of the bad characters. And I don't know about you, but for me, one of the most iconic bad guys, even though he did not get a lot of screen time, was of course Lurtz, master of the Uruk-Hai. He was an amazing character. He was very fearsome in battle, and the music that went alongside him marching to war is something that will stay with me forever. I've had a lot of requests to do an Uruk-Hai model, so I thought why not start with something a little bit cooler than a basic infantry and give you Lurtz. So I hope you guys stick around and enjoy this video. Before I get into it, I just want to say a huge thank you to all of my active patrons. Without you guys, I would not be able to keep the lights on and the cameras rolling. If you're interested in getting involved in my Patreon, there's links to that below. Some of the benefits you will get are, of course, a private Discord server where you can hang out with me and participate in community events. And number two, you will get an extra video every single week. So that's 52 extra videos a year. All right, guys, let's get painting Lurtz. And this is the Lurtz model I went for this video. I believe there are 3 different Lurtz sculpts. And this is one of my favorites here, with the shield and sword ready to charge in and fight Aragorn. So the model was sprayed black and then given its Grey Seer dusting. And then we started with the Dark Oath Flesh to start off with his skin tone. This actually turned out a little bit paler than I would have liked. A little bit brighter for the Uruk-Hai skin. I believe Uruk-Hai skin should be obviously that nice rich red tone. But we will get to that later on with our shade and our layering. We'll pull it back towards the correct Uruk-Hai skin tone. After that, we are going to move over to Gorgrunta fur and get all of the soft material on the model. Obviously, he's wearing a lot of like dark, rich leather armor across his chest and on his hands and boots and stuff like that. But he's obviously got his material as well as uniform, if you will. And for that, we're going to use this dark brown color. More of a rich brown color, should I say. I did pull up some reference pictures off of Google Images to try and find some really high detailed miniature versions of this guy to copy from. Found some that made me weep. They were so beautiful. Now, obviously, one of the things that we have to remember is that these models were sculpted in the early 2000s, hand sculpted, and for the most part, they are potato sculpts. We have a lot of love for them because our childhood is buried in them, and they give us so many fond memories, and I still love them from the bottom of my heart. Just because they're potato sculpts does not make me love them any less. But they are potato sculpts. Finding where one part of a model stops and another part of a model begins, and what's leather and what's fabric and what's a face and does he have teeth, and it's a nightmare. So all I will say with these models is try and keep them as simple as possible. Get them painted to a nice tabletop standard. They're not going to be competition entry models. If you want to paint a Lord of the Rings model for a competition, I thoroughly recommend you go to one of the new plastic kits and work from there, because I don't think these models have it. So after we did the wildwood on all the dark leather armor pits, we went over to Leadbelcher for all of the metallics. So shield, sword, armor on his knees down. Got those armored bits on his bow as well. See, he's still looking quite terrible. It takes a little bit of time to get him past this ugly stage. So I'm going to throw Agrax Earthshade all over the model just to darken it all down and help those tones match in with each other. I hope you guys are enjoying Middle-earth Monday. I will do my very best to continue making it. I've promised myself I will do it for a minimum of 6 months, and then depending on the feedback and how people are enjoying the series, I will continue it on more from there. I would love to make it a permanent addition to the channel forever, giving you guys battle reports and games and all sorts of heroes and all that kind of stuff. So if you are liking the series, the best way to let me know that is by liking the video, subscribing, and dropping a comment. Dumbull Brown was used to once again pull that skin back to that reddy tone I was talking about. If I was to go back and start this video again, I don't know whether Dark Oath Flesh would be the color of choice for the skin. It may have actually started with Gorgrunta fur, that rich brown color that we used for the cloth. And perhaps even a different color again, starting with a word bear brown, but maybe when I do the basic plastic Uruk-Hai infantry, we can try out some different scheme. After the Doom Bull was done, we're going to go over to Tusk or Fur and use that to highlight the skin. So this time we are just trying to hit the sharp points. Like I said, potato model, so it's actually kind of difficult trying to find those sharp points that you would normally find on a model. We are absolutely spoiled these days with miniatures. Some people complain about the amount of detail on them, but the fact that you can tell every single ounce of detail apart is truly magnificent. But needs must, these are normal scaled miniatures. And one of the interesting things about Lord of the Rings, for me, is that you will paint up 5, 6, 7 different Aragons depending on what scenario you're playing. You want to put the correct Aragon down. At least that's how I feel, and that's what I will be doing with the channel moving forward. If I am in a scenario, I'm in Hen or Weathertop or anything like that, Helm's Deep, it will be the correct Aragon for that scene. I just think it's the correct way to do it. Mornfang Brown we use to highlight all of the soft fabric parts of his armor. And Rannoch's hide was used for that kind of rich leather we were talking about. He's got a leather cuirass, leather kind of gloves, backs of his boots, and bits like that. The scouting Uruk-Hai army is one of the most popular armies people used to field in Lord of the Rings. It just invokes something in people. Everybody loved them. Aragorn walking down that hill and saluting, 100 Uruk-Hai scouts by himself. Lead Belch was used to highlight the metallics. As you can see, I'm just going for a kind of scratchy, sharp-edged look, but the rest of it can stay that kind of dark brown. These are not exactly forged in the most magnificent, they're not made by elves. A little bit of shin armor, and of course that shield. After that, I got a pure white color, and I did my very best to paint on the white hand of Saruman across his face. For me, as a person who does not freehand and couldn't draw a straight line with a ruler, these are the more difficult parts of painting these. So what I did was I basically just drew straight white lines down like a spider web out where his fingers would go from the middle of the forehead down. And once I was kind of happy with the finger placing, I went back to where they all intersected and basically painted in a white palm from there. It's not amazing, but obviously it's just a small piece on a very small model that, even though I didn't do a fantastic job, it does stand out and do the job. Everyone knows when they look at that model that he has the white hand of Saruman on his head. And we have a finished Lurtz ready to lead his Uruk-Hai scouts in and try and hunt down the One Ring from those pesky hobbits. Like I said, simple paint job for a simple model, but I think it works rather well. I would be more than happy to put this guy on the tabletop and field him in some battle reports for your guys in the near future. Here's a few high definition pictures to show you exactly what he looks like. And I hope you guys look forward to next week's video. Okay guys, and there we have it, my first Lurtz painted up and ready for the tabletop. I say my first Lurtz because that statement might confuse some of you, but there's many different sculpts of Lurtz and he's used at different points throughout the story. So I will be painting up more Lurtz at some point, probably not in a video, but for myself. Alright guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you do give it a like. Liking the video pushes it out to more people seeing it makes the channel grow and makes me able to make more of these videos. Drop any comments you like below and I will get back to each and every one of you guys. And if for some crazy reason you're not already subscribed, like about 62-68% of the people who watch my videos aren't, please hit that subscribe button and join the family. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to the end. I'll see you in the next video.